Restrictions being phased out gradually in Jammu and Kashmir. Primary schools reopen in Srinagar. Government says efforts are on to restore landline communication fully. Heavy rain and landslides disrupt normal life in many states. 17 dead in Uttarakhand, 25 in Himachal. In Jammu, 2 persons rescued by Indian Air Force after sudden increase in water level of Tavi River. Rescue and relief work in full swing. Home Minister Amit Shah lays foundation stone of Karbi Bhavan in New Delhi. Says Modi government's priority is to usher in development in a terrorism-free northeast. Supreme Court grants 2 more weeks to CBI to complete investigation into road accident of Unnao gang rape victim, and lawyer SC also directs Uttar Pradesh government to pay 5 lakh rupees interim compensation to the lawyer for medical expenses. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to pay bilateral visits to France, UAE and Bahrain from 22nd August to 26th August to attend G7 summit in Biarritz in France to hold high-level meetings, the top leadership of UAE and Bahrain. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu addresses India-Lithuania Business Forum, says India's growing market offers immense business opportunities and is the fastest growing economy of the world. Series of bombings hits Afghan city of Jalalabad as country marks 100th anniversary of its independence. At least 34 injured. Hello and welcome to this edition of the news. I'm Rukma and our top story. Restrictions are being phased out gradually in Jammu and Kashmir. Over 190 primary schools reopened in Srinagar this morning, while in Jammu region all schools are functioning normally amidst a peaceful environment. Restrictions have also been relaxed in 35 police station areas of Kashmir, while 17 telephone exchanges out of 96 have been made functional. Briefing media persons in Srinagar on Sunday, Jammu and Kashmir government spokesperson Rohit Kansal said that the government will try to restore landline communication services as soon as possible in the valley. He said the duration of relaxation was also increased from 6 hours to 8 hours. He said the relaxation hours were increased keeping in view the response and requests by traders, and this process will continue in the days to come. And Union Minister Jitendra Singh, while expressing his thoughts on scrapping Article 370, said that after the revocation of special status of Jammu and Kashmir, people should now pray for the integration of the Pak-occupied Kashmir with India in their lifetime.
जैसे कि सर्व समिति से सदन ने भी माना हुआ है, वो इतना ही है कि किस प्रकार पाक अधिकृत जम्मू कश्मीर को पाकिस्तान के गैर कानूनी कब्जे से मुक्त करा करके पुनः भारत में, और हम सब आइए मिलकर के दुआ करें कि जिस प्रकार परमात्मा ने हमें अपने जीवन काल में ये दिन देखने का अवसर दिया, वो दिन देखने का भी अवसर दे।
In Uttarakhand, at least 8 people were killed and 10 others are missing in flash floods following a cloudburst in Mori block in Uttarkashi on Saturday night. Dozens of houses were damaged due to the cloudburst. Water, electricity and communication facilities have been badly hit. NDRF, SDRF, ITBP and district administration are engaged in rescue operations. 2 persons have been rescued and shifted to emergency wing at Doon Hospital. Meanwhile, schools are closed in 12 districts of the state following weather alert. Chief Minister Trivendra Singh Rawat has directed all district magistrates to stay alert in view of heavy rain prediction in the coming days. With incessant rainfall continuing in the Himalayan range, the brunt of increased water level is laid on the plains. Water levels have been rising in the Yamuna and Ganga in Prayagraj, whereas other districts in the state are also suffering from increased water levels. Heavy rains remain unabated in Haryana and Punjab on Sunday, causing floods in some parts. While authorities sounded high alert in the two states, floods were reported from areas like Roopnagar, Fatehgarh Sahib, Pathankot and Ropar in Punjab. NDRF and SDRF called in Jalandhar district have been called in Jalandhar district to assist the administration and rescue people from inundated villages along the Satluj River. In national capital too, due to rising water levels of the Yamuna, vehicle movement on Loha Pul over the river has been stopped. Water levels have reached 205 meters. In Jammu and Kashmir, 2 people were stuck near an under-construction bridge in Jammu after a sudden increase in water levels of the Tavi River. They were rescued by the Indian Air Force. And Union Home Minister Amit Shah has said the government is taking concrete steps for the development of the northeastern region. He said the Modi government's goal is to not only ensure the overall development of the region but also to preserve its unique identity. Mr. Shah was speaking after laying the foundation stones of Karbi Bhavan and Dimasa Bhavan in New Delhi today.
लगभग 130 करोड़ रुपयों के खर्च से ये दोनों भवन यहाँ पर अस्तित्व में आएंगे और इसके साथ ही दुनिया के पर कार्बी और दिमासा की संस्कृति को एक नई पहचान मिलने की जगह पड़ेगी, क्योंकि भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार और इसके प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी मानते हैं कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट में शांति होना बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। नॉर्थ ईस्ट को आतंकवाद से, अशांति से मुक्त करना है। नॉर्थ ईस्ट के अंदर विकास होना बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। देश के सभी हिस्सों की तरह नॉर्थ ईस्ट का भी विकास होना चाहिए। शांति भी करनी है, विकास भी करना है, मगर साथ में नॉर्थ ईस्ट की संस्कृति को भी जस के तस संभाल कर आगे बढ़े।
The Home Minister accused the previous Congress governments of neglecting the Northeast. He asserted that during the first term of the Modi government, infrastructure development of the region has been given special priority. He also said that incidents of violence and militancy have reduced considerably during the period.
13 फाइनेंस कमीशन और 14 फाइनेंस कमीशन दोनों के बीच में 5 साल में 258%, 258% ज्यादा धन नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार ने दिया। 13 फाइनेंस कमीशन में कांग्रेस की सरकार ने समग्र नॉर्थ ईस्ट के विकास के लिए 87,000 करोड़ रुपया दिया था। नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने 14 से 19 के बीच में 87,000 से बढ़ाकर 3,13,375 करोड़।
The Ministry of External Affairs briefed the media about Prime Minister Narendra Modi's upcoming bilateral visit to 3 nations. Informing about PM Modi's visit, MEA Secretary T.S. Trimurti said that the Prime Minister will be on a bilateral visit to France, the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain. He will also attend the G7 summit in France's Biarritz, which will be held between the 24th and the 26th of August.
Prime Minister will be on bilateral visits to France, UAE and Bahrain, and he will also attend the G7 summit as Biarritz partner from 22 to 26th of August. Prime Minister will be visiting France at the invitation of President Macron for the 2019 G7 summit in Biarritz as Biarritz partner. Prior to that, he will be in France on a bilateral visit. The Biarritz summit is on 24th to 26th of August, and the bilateral meetings in Paris between 22nd, 23rd of August.
Vice President Venkaiah Naidu today stressed that India's growing market offers immense business opportunities. Addressing the India-Lithuania Business Forum in Vilnius, he added that bilateral trade between the two countries is below potential and efforts must be made to improve it. The Vice President also invited business delegation from Lithuania to participate in the India-Europe 29 Business Forum.
It is very impressive GDP growth of 3.5% in 2018, high standards of living, and extremely favorable investment climate accorded to a place of distinction in Europe. It is therefore but natural that Indian investments have found its way into Lithuania. However, India-Lithuanian bilateral trade is around $300 million. Does not really reflect our true potential, this vast scope. There is a need to double our efforts and explore more and more areas of cooperation and engagement. Our economies have significant complementarities in which we can be leveraged for mutually beneficial cooperation.
Vice President Venkaiah Naidu also said India's growing market offers immense business opportunities and is the fastest growing economy in the world.
India is the fastest growing major economy in the world. We are the largest parliamentary democracy in the world, and now, according to reports of the World Bank, World Economic Forum, International Monetary Fund, Asian Development Bank, Moody's ratings, everybody is saying if India moves at the same pace with the reforms, it will become the third largest economy in the world. India's growing market offers immense opportunities for Lithuanian business. India offers a rising middle class market comparable to that of European Union.
And Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment Thawar Chand Gehlot met an Australian delegation in New Delhi. A memorandum of understanding was signed between India and Australia in the areas and disability sector. The delegation discussed issues relating to co-curriculum design of a community-based inclusive development course and joint leadership development program. Union Minister said that through the MOU, the governments of both the countries will move forward towards welfare and protect the interests of Divyangjan.
ऑस्ट्रेलियन गवर्नमेंट के और भारत सरकार के बीच में दिव्यांगजनों को लेकर के एक MOU हुआ था और उसमें जो बिंदु थे वो ये थे कि दिव्यांगजनों का सर्वांगीण तेज गति से विकास करना, समावेशी विकास भी करना, उनके हित की योजनाओं में जनता की भागीदारी भी हो, ये दोनों मिलकर के दिव्यांगजन सशक्तिकरण के क्षेत्र में MOU के आधार पर तेज गति से सक्रिय प्रयास कर रहे हैं और मुझे उम्मीद है कि इस MOU से ऑस्ट्रेलिया और भारत की सरकार दिव्यांगजनों का हित संरक्षण करने की दिशा में अग्रसर होगी और दोनों देशों को इसका लाभ मिलेगा.
And the Supreme Court on Monday granted 2 more weeks' time to the CBI to complete the ongoing investigation into the road accident case in which the Unnao rape survivor and her lawyer have sustained critical injuries. A bench comprising Justices Deepak Gupta and Aniruddha Bose extended the time for completing the probe after the CBI moved an application seeking 4 more weeks on the ground that the statements of the rape survivor and her lawyer have not been recorded so far. The bench also directed the Uttar Pradesh government to pay 5 lakh rupees to the lawyer who is in a critical condition. The Supreme Court has dismissed a plea filed by Tehelka magazine founder Tarun Tejpal seeking quashing of charges framed against him in an alleged sexual assault case lodged by a former woman colleague. A bench headed by Justice Arun Mishra asked Goa's lower court to complete the trial preferably within 6 months in the case against Tejpal. Tejpal is alleged to have sexually assaulted a former woman colleague inside the elevator of a 5-star hotel in Goa in 2013. Tejpal was arrested by the crime branch after his anticipatory bail plea was rejected by the court in November 2013. He has been out on bail since May 2014. And the health condition of former Union Minister Arun Jaitley continues to be critical but stable. Jaitley is admitted in the All India Institute of Medical Sciences in New Delhi since the 9th of this month after he had complained of breathlessness and restlessness. Several Union ministers including Rajnath Singh, Dr. Harshvardhan, Smriti Irani and Jitendra Singh visited AIIMS on Sunday to inquire about the health condition of the former Finance Minister Arun Jaitley. Former Bihar Chief Minister Jagannath Mishra passed away after a prolonged illness. He was 82. Jagannath Mishra was three-time Chief Minister of the state. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has expressed grief on the demise of Mr. Mishra. The government has declared a three-day state mourning in Bihar. The former Chief Minister will be cremated with state honours. At least 15 people were killed and 35 others were injured after a container truck collided with a state transport bus in Maharashtra's Dhule district. The accident took place near Nimgul village on the Shahada Dondaicha road around 10:30 p.m. on Sunday when a container truck collided with a state transport bus coming from the opposite direction. Participating in the FICCI IBA banking seminar, RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das said that economic growth is the need of the hour. He added that financial stability is important to sustain growth in the long run.
The resolution of the Monetary Policy Committee, before announcing the rate reduction, etc., did very specifically mention that at this particular juncture, growth is a matter of highest priority. And I think this is something which the financial sector representatives, the banks and the leaders from the business community and everyone who is involved in policy making and all regulators are concerned with.
The RBI governor added that weaker than expected growth with signs of slowdown is a key risk to global financial stability, though banks are more resilient to shocks.
Now, the headwinds to financial stability could emanate from various sectors of the economy, and there are four specific sectors which I would like to mention. One, the credit markets; two, the financial markets; three, the external sector; and four, the payment systems. It may also emanate from other sources as well, but I would confine myself to these four sectors.
And the Finance Ministry has asked insurance companies to expedite the claim settlement process for policyholders affected by floods in different states, including Karnataka, Maharashtra and Kerala. The ministry has asked the insurers to clear claims under various policies, including Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana and Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana quickly. The IRDAI, in a communication to life insurers, has said that as a result of heavy rains and floods, there are reports of loss of human lives and loss of belongings in many states such as Karnataka, Kerala, Maharashtra and Gujarat. The insurers have been told to ensure that all claims are surveyed immediately and claim payments are disbursed at the earliest. They have also been asked to engage adequate number of surveyors in the affected areas. And to help the auto sector tide over stress, the country's largest lender, State Bank of India, has extended the credit period of automobile dealers that are facing demand slowdown and inventory build-up. Normally, the credit period is of 60 days, but the bank has extended the same to 75 days in some cases or 90 days in others. As per Society of Indian Automobile Manufacturers figures, vehicle wholesale across all categories declined by 12.35%. Passenger vehicle segment has been the worst hit, with sales continuing to decline for almost a year now. In international news, a series of bombings struck restaurants and public squares on Monday in the eastern Afghan city of Jalalabad, wounding at least 34 people, officials said, as the country marked the 100th anniversary of its independence. No group has claimed responsibility for the 10 bombs, but both Islamic State and the Taliban operate in the area. Nearly 4,000 people were evacuated in Spain's Gran Canaria island due to wildfires that for the second time in a week ravaged the countryside. The fire had taken two different directions, burning more than 1,700 hectares of field. More than 9 helicopters and 2 planes are aiding at least 600 people, including firefighters and army emergency personnel who are working in shifts to tackle the blaze. The island is experiencing temperatures close to 40 degrees Celsius with humidity levels below 30%. An Alaska man's hunt for firewood ended with the discovery of a different kind after he came across a 50-year-old message in a bottle. The letter in the bottle was washed up on the shores of western Alaska and was written by a Russian naval soldier while he was aboard a ship until 1970. Iceland unveiled a plaque to its Öxarjökull ice sheet, which is the Icelandic glacier, to lose its status as glacier due to climate change. A ceremony to unveil the plaque was attended by scientists and locals at the glacier in west central Iceland, which in 2014 no longer fulfilled the criteria to be classified as a glacier after melting throughout the 20th century. India Day Parade from Parliament to City Hall was held in Ottawa in Canada today. There were about 250 people in the parade. A minister from the provincial government also participated, while Ottawa Mayor was there for flag hoisting of the India flag at City Hall. And the death toll in the gasoline tank truck crash in the east of Tanzania has risen to 95. The toll has been confirmed by medics. The fuel truck overturned and caught fire in the city of Morogoro on the 10th of August. Among those, dozens killed and injured were locals who tried to collect leaking fuel. The tally of the victims has since been rising daily. In the wake of the tragedy, Tanzanian President John Magufuli has declared 3 days of national mourning. And the Iranian tanker caught in a standoff between Tehran and the West left Gibraltar after the British territory rejected United States' request to detain the vessel further. The Grace One left anchorage of Gibraltar after its detention ended last week. A federal court in Washington has issued a warrant for the seizure of the tanker as it carries oil worth nearly $1 million. An Indian ace athlete Mohammad Anas and top Indian sprinters Hima Das have won a gold each in 300-meter races at an event in the Czech Republic. While Hima won the gold in the women's event on Sunday, Mohammad Anas claimed the yellow medal in the men's category. This was Hima's 6th gold in 2019 in European races since last month. Mohammad Anas won the gold, clocking 32.41 seconds. The national record holder Anas has already qualified for the 400-meter event for the World Championships to be held in Doha in September to October, while Hima is yet to achieve this. British cyclist Neil Campbell has set the motor pace speed world record after he covered a distance of 174.34 miles or 280.57 kilometers per hour. Neil Campbell claimed the title on a custom-built bike, which was pulled to speed by Porsche Cayenne before being released, allowing him to break the record on his own steam. The record was set on a runway at Elvington Airfield in Yorkshire and was monitored by independent adjudicators and timekeepers. Flying Dutchman Fred Rompelberg was the previous record holder, reaching 166.9 meters per hour, 268.831 kilometers per hour in 1995. Campbell, an architect by day, is no stranger to setting records. He also broke his own European motor pace record last year, clocking a speed of 149 meters per hour. Frank Lampard remains winless as Chelsea head coach after being held to a 1-1 draw by Leicester at Stamford Bridge on Super Sunday. Chelsea's energetic start brought a goal as Wilfred Ndidi's error allowed Mason Mount to tuck home his first goal for Chelsea, but Ndidi made up for it in the second half with a towering header from a James Maddison corner. And Borussia Dortmund came from behind to begin their Bundesliga campaign with a 5-1 win against Augsburg. The visitors took a shock lead in the first minute when Florian Niederlechner poked in from close range. However, Paco Alcacer poked home barely 2 minutes later to bring Dortmund level before England winger Jadon Sancho put the hosts ahead. Alcacer then got his second before goals from Marco Rui, and Julian Brandt completed the scoring later on. It means Dortmund strike the first blow in the title race, with defending champions Bayern Munich having drawn their season opener 2-2 with Hertha Berlin on Friday. And with that, we wind up this edition of the news. News and updates continue on DD News. Stay tuned. Namaskar.